Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the match review for the game between the VFL Pies and the VFL Suns as they raise the curtain for the AFL game. It's time for all things black and white. Now, wasn't this one of the most exciting games of VFL you will see this year? Collingwood have been a part of many of those fixtures already, including that buzzer beater against Sandringham. But this was a special game. Back and forth, real good energy around the ground without even being there. Just something felt different. That curtain raising effect to a massive Friday night blockbuster, I think, definitely paid dividends for those who were able to embrace and watch the game. I think in the live stream, I watched the game as if it was another AFL game. That's how enthralling it was. So the Pies, 15-12, 102, get over the Suns, 14-16, 100 flat. Good performances, really important performances for some prospective players and some players who are knocking down the door for AFL selection. So we were incredibly efficient going inside 50. I think we had 54 inside 50s for the game. We had 49 inside 50s for the game. We had 27 scoring shots, which is incredibly elite. While on the other side, Gold Coast had a bunch of inside 50s. They possessed the ball more than us, and they just didn't get that return. So just on that, the way we were able to withstand that pressure and go back the other way is a testament to players like Charlie Dean, right? 7 intercept possessions, which is top 5 for the game. 20 touches, just a real conductor while also doing the dirty work when needed. He actually had a really important moment. So Gold Coast Hackett, this is the exact moment actually. Gold Coast Hackett out of their D50, the Pies are down by half a goal. Charlie Dean takes a massive contested intercept mark. He kicks it into the corridor bravely. And then who was it? I forget who kicked it in, but somebody kicked it in forward 50. A little bit of a scramble. Marnie, one of the Marnie brothers, don't ask me which one it was. It was either 72 or 77. Snaps for goal, and the Pies are in front. That's off Charlie Dean's dirty work. Not many people will probably even remember that. So it's the game Charlie Dean would have loved to have had, which he did, given the context of what transpired in the AFL game. No Jeremy Howe, no Billy Frampton at the moment. He's a chance to come back. I personally think we go with one of the 3 big M's down back because we've just seen Charlie Dean at AFL level. Maybe he's not up to it. Stranger things have happened though, right? In another universe, he becomes another Billy Frampton and just unlocks this level of ability that we haven't seen before. So I'm never going to write someone off until they're delisted. I'm always going to have that in my back of my mind. He's on the list for a reason. Give him every faith and just see how he goes. So he's done absolutely nothing wrong with his putting his hand up for the game against Fremantle next week, who have a pretty tall forward line. We're going to see Luke Jackson in there, Jai Miss, Josh Tracy, Patrick Voss. So that's what we're walking into. His partner in crime, Sam Glover, was pretty damn good as well, mind you. But I think beyond all of that, the player who probably got us a little bit more excited than we first thought could have possibly happened was Noah Howes. 14 touches, 5 goals. Pretty much just announces himself, right? If we hit with Noah Howes and Charlie West, we've won a lottery for the last 10 years, for the next 10 years and beyond. And that will be all thanks to people like Lepper, Justin Lepich, Shane O'Brien. Look at what we've done with Rowan Steele already, what we've unearthed there. But what impressed me about Noah House, he didn't take any contested marks. I just thought his positioning was really good. He actually led up quite well as a traditional old school forward, which you don't see these days. I thought he led up really, really strongly and fiercely and just never looked in doubt. And he kicked 5. Was it 5 straight? Let me see. He kicked 5 goals, 1. So quite accurate in front of the big stick. So all you can ask for Noah House is to build from that. And he's a big boy, 19. He's a 196, tall. Actually got some size already on him, some meat, which is important. And that factor alone will help him find an AFL opportunity sooner rather than later because of that size. Sometimes you look at someone like Joel Cochran, who's playing good footy in the VFL, consistent footy, but is probably a little bit off just because of his size would definitely be a concern, given he's 6'6", needs to play in the back line, this, that, and the other. So that's the finer details when it comes to looking at gifting a deserved opportunity to one of the young kids. And speaking of another young kid who was really impressive, Oscar Steen. Oscar Steen for the game had 5 contested marks and he was intercepting like Darcy Cameron. He was in the forward line. He was quelling their Gold Coast play throughout the middle. He had an almighty battle with Ned Moyle though, because Oscar Steen had 5 contested marks. Ned Moyle had 4. Ned Moyle kicked a goal, but Oscar Steen doubled his score involvement. So it was a really fascinating matchup. And it was a good reference point because Ned Moyle is somewhat AFL proven, right? He's a bit more further down the journey than Oscar Steen. He's a little bit more well-travelled. But Oscar Steen's around the ground work aerially is going to be a massive point of difference for him. It's just more so, okay, well, what can you do with your clearance work, your stoppage work and all that sort of stuff. Like, I think, so Ned Moyle finishes with 8 clearances, Oscar Steen finishes with 3. So you do give the chocolates to Ned Moyle in the end, but you saw a lot of really good signs from Oscar Steen. He could have folded very early in the game. That didn't happen. He persevered and actually started to heat up halfway through the second and then really built on that for the remainder of the game. In the end, he's on the winning side, which is all that matters. Ed Allen, coming back from illness, a bit stiff to miss the ones, fair enough. 27 touches, 12 contested possessions, 8 clearances, 5 score involvements. Had a shot on goal, I believe, but he did miss that. So he does everything he needed to do to put himself back in contention for selection next week in the first team. I thought he was really important late in the fourth quarter, and he was started like a house on fire in the first quarter with 13 touches. Had a quieter second quarter. His kicking is always going to be like a question mark, at least early on, but that's just not the player we've signed on. He's there for his running ability. He's there for his ability to handball and dish the ball out within the contest. He's 6'4", 6'5". He's going to be an aerial threat at some point in his career, you'd like to think. Or it could be a Patrick Cripps and just not be an aerial threat despite being, 6'5" in the midfield. But we'll see. And he's versatile, can play wing, and hopefully he can play forward or play in the back line to some capacity at some point. Another player you guys might be interested in hearing about is, let's talk Di Mattia. He had a relatively quiet game compared to what we've grown accustomed to at VFL level. But in the second half, he certainly warmed up. And most importantly, he kicked that goal late in the game that gave us that little 9-point buffer that we needed, because what happened right after that goal was a centre bounce for Gold Coast. And then it was Jai Farah, I think, who kicked a goal straight away to get them right back in within reach 3 points, the margin after that. So that was a really crucial goal from Harry Di Mattia. Lowered his colours a little bit, was well beaten by a really strong Gold Coast midfield in Leo Lombard, Jake Rogers. They had 65 odd touches. I think James Sitas played in the midfield as well. If you want to count him, there was 100 disposals between the three of them. So they were running riot in the midfield. But Di Mattia had his moments. We welcomed Ash Johnson back. Kicked a goal, I think, at the 3-quarter siren, which was a massive momentum push for us going into the 4th quarter. Competed well in the air. I think he had a couple of contested marks. Did they count them as contested marks? Let's see. They did not. But he had 11 touches, 3 marks, the 1 goal. It was a good game to have him back. Just a good outcome for him. Come back in, play unscathed, and kick a goal, which played a massive role in getting us the win in the end. So really positive for Ash Johnson. People want to hear about Roo. Big Roo. Ilaru Smith was a little bit quiet in the back line, still plying his trade there, trying to work on his defensive craft. So we'll just keep a tab on that. Joel Cochran, already mentioned, played really well, just consistently improving, good speed, comfortable with the ball. Still need to see some more and more from him. Anyone else we want to talk about? Christian Algieri, VFL listed player, 16 touches, 2 goals, was really, really important. The Marnie twins, good. Doug Kerr, one of our NGAs, playing as an overager for the Chargers, played his 2nd game in the VFL. Was okay. Had 11 touches. Will Parker had 10 touches. He was all right. Nothing to write home about. Will Hayes had 11 touches. He was a little bit quiet. So we've already spoken about the players that really stuck out like a sore thumb already, but we'll leave it at that. Hope you guys enjoyed it. And as always, go Pies.